Okay, should be live. Ah, there it is. Okay, should be live.
Fab.
Not it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, have a second delay.
Oh. Ah, there it is. Okay, should be live.
Not it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, have a second delay.
Oh.
And interestingly, the image is reversed as well, right? It's horizontally flipped.
Gosh.
This is so funny.
Does that mean will our videos be the wrong way around then? If it's flipped, videos will be. So the text will be.
And interestingly, the image is reversed as well, right? I think we should do a piece just with this, because this is hilarious. The image is reversed as well, right? This is so funny.
Does that mean will our videos be the wrong way around?
Can you mute your YouTube? Because if not, we're having echo all the time.
Videos the wrong way around. If it's flipped,
Yeah.
this will be. Oh my god. Text will be.
The image is reversed as well, right? I think we should do a piece just with this, because this is hilarious.
No, I think it doesn't reverse the things we share. I think
Okay,
it
perfect.
reverses the faces.
The wrong way around.
Can you mute your YouTube? Because if not, we're having echo all the time.
The wrong way around. Oh,
Yeah.
this will be. Oh my god. Text will be.
I think we should do a piece just with this, because this is hilarious.
Who has
Why am I stationary?
on?
Oh.
Can people mute themselves if they're not speaking or so? Okay, we have 3 minutes to start, but it's working. No, the funniest thing is when you share the YouTube screen, because then it starts showing like an infinite mirror. That's very strange.
I received a screen for the projector today, so we will be all on this big wall watching together with my flatmates. Good luck to everyone.
So some people have already connected. So we have 2 minutes to start. So, hello everyone. Thanks for joining our Alteras Film Festival. I am Tere, the founder of this collective. And I would like to start introducing Christopher Pearson. That's one of the artists and curators of this film festival. So he will introduce more about our event.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for attending the Alter Us Film Festival virtually this evening. This is the second in a 12-month programme of events which we have put together in collaboration with Clerkenworks, a creative co-working space in Clerkenwell, London, where these art events would ordinarily be hosted. On this occasion, however, due to the lockdown too, we have been unable to bring this to you physically, but we hope you enjoy this live-streamed screening of our films tonight instead. A recording of tonight's film festival will remain on YouTube after the live session. The films which we shall screen are all by members of the Alter Us Artist Collective. Alter Us is a London-based group of artists exploring complex issues concerning the environment, social relations and technology in the age of the Anthropocene. We shall begin with a collaborative film of films, which takes fragmented videos and still images from several Alter Us artist members, collaging them together in order to produce something representative of our creativity in lockdown, stitching together our individual experiences to produce a collective response. We shall then move on to a selection of independent films, which will be introduced by each artist filmmaker, exploring themes such as our anthropocentric relationship with nature, the destruction of nature and the ongoing ecological crisis, the redefinition of our links with domestic space and our hometowns during lockdown, and other issues surrounding isolation and connectivity during the coronavirus pandemic. Before we begin the collaborative film, which is approximately 6 minutes long, please be aware that if you have any questions during the event for any of the artists, you can ask them in the YouTube comment section below, which we will be referring to during the event. Thank you again for watching, and we hope you enjoy the following films.
Can you see the video? Yeah.
My love, do you recall the object which we saw that fair sweet summer morn? At a turn in the path, a full carcass on a gravel-strewn bed. Its legs raised in the air like a lustful woman, burning and dripping with poisons, displayed in a shameless, nonchalant way, its belly swollen with gases. The sun shone down upon that putrescence, as if to roast it to a turn, and to give back 100-fold to great nature the elements she had combined. And this well gave forth singular music, like running water or the wind, or the game that the green roars with a rhythmic motion shaking their winnowing baskets. The forms disappeared and were no more than a dream, a sketch that slowly falls upon the forgotten canvas that the artist completes from memory alone. Yes, thus you will be Queen of the Graces after the last sacraments, when you go beneath grass and luxuriant flowers, the molder among the bones of the dead. Then, O my beauty, say to the worms who will devour you with kisses that I have kept the form and the divine essence of my decomposed love.
Well, before sharing the next video, I felt that this was great. I don't know if any of the artists who participated in giving some glimpses and material for it would like to add any comments. Is there anyone who would like to add anything? No? Partly everyone is very shy today. So we will keep on with the next video. The next video is actually an animation done by myself. So to give a bit of a context, I have recently graduated from the Royal College of Art, from the program of the Master in Sculpture. Traditionally, we have a physical degree show. Of course, this year it was not possible. And when we had to abandon the studios in March, we actually had to rethink how to create new things. And it is very difficult of thinking of sculpture in a digital world. So that's why I ended up doing an animation, which is actually made with some shadow marionettes. And these marionettes have been handcrafted with recycled cardboards and like simple materials I had at home because everything was closed. And I have used real footage of politicians to somehow leave a piece that would witness all that has happened with this pandemic, because I think now maybe we're a bit unable to judge it properly, but maybe in 5-year times we will see it with a different perspective. So this is what I'm going to share now, the spectacle of the shadows. So, is it everyone seeing it? Yes.
Yo sueño que estoy aquí, de estas prisiones cargado, y soñé que en otro estado más lisonjero me vi. ¿Qué es la vida? Un frenesí. ¿Qué es la vida? Una ilusión, una sombra, una ficción. Y el mayor bien es pequeño, que toda la vida es un sueño y los sueños, sueños son. nor the devil had ever seen such a long queue to heaven. St. Peter, as usual, was sent by God to start the interviewing process.
But that is disgusting. Are you to blame? Who was that? Who knows? Next. Bonjour. What an honor to receive you, Professor Luc Montagnier, Nobel Prize in Medicine for having discovered the origins of HIV.
C'est une longue histoire, mais intéressante aussi pour l'actualité.
And what is your diagnosis about COVID-19?
Arrivé à la conclusion qu'effectivement, il y avait eu une manipulation au sujet de ce virus. Mais à ce modèle, on a par-dessus ajouté des séquences, notamment du VIH, le virus du sida. Non, ce n'est pas naturel, c'était un travail de professionnel, un travail de biologiste moléculaire.
But based on the analysis of genomic sequence, this virus originated from nature, not man-made. So we must ensure that the truth overweighs the rumors and the science prevail over ignorance.
Excuse me, sir, who are you? Didn't realize there is such a big queue. We were about to unveil with Professor Luc Montagnier and Mr. Sunway Dong how the coronavirus originated. You cannot just jump in like that. I will ask you to return to your place.
I did take a test. I went to work. I didn't wait for it, but he said it took 14 minutes or something to come up with a conclusion. And it said the president tested negative for COVID-19. So that's the second one. I think I took it really out of curiosity to see how quickly it worked.
Out of curiosity, what did you do to get such a negative test?
Supposing you brought the light inside the body, which you can do either through the skin or in some other way. And then I see the disinfectant where it knocks it out in a minute, 1 minute. And is there a way we can do something like that by injection inside or almost a cleaning?
Apparently it didn't work very well if you're here.
Maybe you can, maybe you can't. Again, I say maybe you can, maybe you can't. I'm not a doctor, but I'm like a person that has a good, you know what.
Oh, I see. You have a good, I don't know what, President Trump. Please take a seat in the waiting room. I'll be right back. Welcome, Mr. Andrés Manuel López Obrador, Mexico's president, and the governor of Puebla, Mr. Miguel André Barbosa, who is infected in Mexico at the moment.
La mayoría son gente acomodada, ¿eh? Si ustedes son ricos, tienen el riesgo. Si ustedes son pobres, no.
And what have you used to protect yourself?
El escudo protector es como el detente.
What a lovely amulet, Andrés Manuel López Obrador. But it might have belonged to someone rich then if it didn't work for both of you.
Tem a questão do coronavírus também, que no meu entender está sendo superdimensionado o poder destruidor desse vírus.
But then, President Bolsonaro, how would you explain the rising number of deaths in Brazil?
E daí? Lamento, quer que faça o quê? Eu sou Messias, mas não faço milagre.
I think you three have interesting immunity theories. You might want to have a chat with Prime Minister Boris Johnson. Hold on for a moment here while I go and look for him. Hello, Mr. Johnson. I just wanted to know more about your herd immunity plan, as I found some people who seem interested in it.
I was at a hospital the other night where I think there were actually a few coronavirus patients, and I shook hands with everybody. You'll be pleased to know our judgment is wash. Washing your hands is the crucial thing.
If you were singing Happy Birthday twice while washing your hands, how did you finally contract the virus?
Although I'm feeling better and I've done my 7 days of isolation, alas, I still have one of the symptoms, a minor symptom of I still have a temperature.
Your skin is turning green. Please don't faint. Hold on until I get some assistance.
Hey, Bob, it's enough!
Excuse me? Go away from my daughter. Please. I just want one man. No, not one man.
What's going on?
A Bankstown mother and daughter have been charged after a fight over toilet paper in Woolworths as supermarkets impose new purchase limits to curb coronavirus hysteria.
Where can I find some toilet paper for Boris Johnson, who is really ill?
When toilet paper is needed most, a semi-trailer load erupts into flames on the gateway. Traffic was halted as fire crews rescued what rolls they could.
If there is no more toilet paper, how can I cure him?
How dare you?
Oh, excuse me, I didn't see you, Greta Thunberg. But shouldn't you be happy now that pollution has decreased?
The world is totally different from how it was just a week ago. So we just have to adapt and see what happens and change our behavior and plan from there.
It was not so simple to change your behavior. Did you ever consider the economy or a potential cure to avoid your extinction?
You do have an economy that's going to be operating at a lower level, and that affects all sorts of spending. There's no doubt that'll be the case for years to come.
We are in the beginning of a mass extinction, and all you can talk about is money and fairy tales of eternal economic growth. How dare you?
You know, I'm an expert on vaccines and therapy.
Bill Gates, please do me a favor and keep teaching Greta about vaccines and modern technology so that I can go back to business as usual. What a pleasure to receive you, Pope Francis. What is your vision of the pandemic?
L'attuale emergenza per il Covid-19 che non conosce frontiere e invito tutti a darvi seguito, fermando ogni forma di ostilità bellica.
I would totally agree in that regard. I think you might want to share your thoughts with the Director General of the World Health Organization, Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus. Hello, President Vladimir Putin. I'm in a bit of a rush, but I would like to hear more about how you are dealing with the pandemic and your delayed re-election.
Как говорится, береженого Бог бережет.
Those are words of wisdom. No wonder you keep on being re-elected. Thank you, Mr. Putin. I have to find Mr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus.
This is a time for all of us to be united in our common struggle against a common threat, a dangerous enemy. When we're divided, the virus exploits the cracks between us.
Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, I fear that Julian Reichelt, the Director-in-Chief of the German newspaper Bild, might have a different opinion about one of the members of the World Health Organization.
China bereichert sich an den Erfindungen anderer, statt selber zu erfinden. Der Grund dafür ist, dass die jungen Menschen in ihrem Land nicht frei denken können. Der größte chinesische Exportschlager, den keiner haben wollte, aber der trotzdem um die Welt gegangen ist Corona.
China took action massively at the epicenter, at the source of the outbreak. And that helped in preventing cases from being exported to other provinces in China and the rest of the world. We should tell the truth. And that's the truth.
Sie wollen China stärken durch eine Seuche, die von China ausging. Ich glaube nicht, dass sie persönlich ihre Macht dadurch noch retten können. Ich glaube, dass Corona über kurz oder lang ihr politisches Ende bedeutet.
I'd better leave before they start to fight. God save the Queen.
We will be with our friends again. We will be with our families again. We will meet again.
Seat, saved, sorted. Seat, saved, sorted. Seat, saved, sorted.
God, please, save me. I can't handle this anymore.
And all the souls queuing to heaven slowly returned back to planet Gaia, while St. Peter wanted to learn the moral of the day.
God, did you send them back because they were not yet prepared to access the doors of heaven?
Are you nuts? Nobody would tolerate them in heaven or hell. Let them keep on destroying their own planet.
Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy? Caught in a landslide, no escape from reality.
Και έτσι θα κατοικηθεί η πόλη από εμάς και εσάς στην πραγματικότητα και δεν θα είναι ένα απατηλό όνειρο όπως είναι τώρα στις περισσότερες πολιτείες που κατοικούνται από ανθρώπους που πολεμούν ο ένας τον άλλο για σκιές και σηκώνονται να αρπάξουν την εξουσία, λες και είναι τάχα η εξουσία κανένα μεγάλο καλό. Ενώ βέβαια η αλήθεια είναι τούτη. Σε μια πολιτεία όπου όσοι πρόκειται να ασκήσουν εξουσία έχουν ελάχιστα τη διάθεση να εξουσιάζουν, τα πράγματα σε αυτή την πολιτεία θα πηγαίνουν περίφημα και δεν θα υπάρχει καμιά αναταραχή, ενώ όπου οι άρχοντες θα έχουν την αντίθετη διάθεση, θα είναι και η κατάσταση των πραγμάτων η αντίθετη.
Well, I hope you like the animation. So I'm reading the chat in the YouTube, and Lorenzo has added that Mandeep did a brilliant job editing the collective video. Then Ikarina and Lena say hello. Analisete. Who else is there? Cristania Barlene dos Santo in Lima. So thank you very much for joining us. If you want to, I'll repeat again, if people want to add questions for the artist, feel very free to do it. And then there's Andrea Rocha sending some greetings. So our next film will be from Madeleine Lorum. Madeleine is currently working on a conference in Japan. So with the time difference, it's going to be a bit difficult for her to connect here. So Ana Luisa Rodriguez, another member of the group, will be introducing her work. So are you there, Ana Luisa?
Yes. Well, I'd like to say thank you for the opportunity again. And Madeline sent to me about her practice. She explored drawing as the consequences of a performative process where her body, gesture, physicality, and movement are the key factor, and mark making and traces are the visual expressions of movement-based thinking. Her creative process is oscillation between the pairs of opposite concepts, structure, institution, reason, personal universe experience, presents absent or control readiness, exploring the possibilities and tensions in between the concepts. She presented displays of selections of video documentation of several performers, made both in public and private spaces. In them, she explores sound, the traces of movement, mark making, site-specifically, and encountered hegemonic behaviors where her body interacted with different contexts. Enjoy.
Is it working the video? Yes? Okay. So thank you for watching Madeleine's video. And I'm going back to the chat to see if there's any questions. Ikarina and Lena say hello. There's some greetings from Comunidad Rimanaqui. And Comunidad Rimanaqui is asking, why did you put Jesus in the Eurocentric way? I guess he's asking that about my video, but Jesus doesn't appear on the video, so I don't know exactly what is he meaning, because it appears God and Saint Peter and people from 5 different continents, actually. So if he wants to expand a bit more in his question, it would be good. Then Abigail Butt is sending some greetings and saying that she has liked the video. So thank you. And some people have posted some emoticons. Aricia Mes, Cristane Bailendo Santo. So thank you very much. Our next video is going to be from Teresa Paiva and Paula Turmina. As far as I'm aware, Paula couldn't connect today because she's in Brazil with a very bad connection. So Teresa Paiva will introduce the video. Are you there, Teresa?
Yes, I'm on. Greetings. So greetings everyone for joining. So yes, so my sister Paula, she's in Brazil, as Tere just said. So obviously I'll be a voice as well. So I'll be the voice for both of us. So I'll keep it short and sweet. So basically me and Paula collaborated in the past before. So we have quite a great creative serendipity or affinity. And then during this lockup period as well, we've started to do as well some yoga sessions online, also some meditation as a result of the teacher training I was doing before. And because we have a very similar sensibility as well, we obviously found great solace in our creative practice as well, and also with the yoga practice itself. So I think in a sense, the film is kind of a response to that. So through the kind of isolation period we had to persevere through. And is also basically a reminder, really, to an extent, how we in a world with so much illusion and confusion and misinformation as we have nowadays, you always come back to your anchor, to your own practice, to your breath as well, of course, and to your inner truth for some solace and some grounding. So, and yes, we combined both of our practice, so both the drawing and the animations are from Paula, and then we collaborated as well with the sound, and yeah, so it's like a little animation, and I hope you enjoy it. And yeah, thank you for watching.
Can you see the video? Yes, it's okay.
Find the standing position of stability and poise. Upper body balanced over your hips and shoulders in a comfortable but alert posture. Hands and arms hanging by their own weight, like heavy curtains, stable and relaxed. Actually sensing into your body, feeling your feet, legs, hips, lower and upper body, arms, shoulders, neck, head. And when you're ready, allowing your eyes to close, bringing awareness to breath, the actual physical sensations, feeling each breath as it comes in and goes out, letting the breath be just as it is without trying to change or regulate it, allowing it to flow easily and naturally with its own rhythm and pace, knowing you are breathing perfectly well right now, nothing for you to do. Allowing the body to be still and sitting with a sense of dignity, a sense of resolve, a sense of being complete, whole in this very moment, with your posture reflecting this sense of wholeness. As you stand here,
letting an image form in your mind's eye of the most magnificent mountain you know or have seen or can imagine. Letting it gradually come into greater focus. And even if it doesn't come as a visual image, allowing the sense of this mountain and feeling its overall shape, its lofty peak or peaks high in the sky, the large base rooted in the bedrock of the Earth's crust, its steep, gently sloping sides. Noticing how massive it is, how solid, how unmoving, how beautiful, whether from afar or up close. Observing it, noting its qualities, and when you feel ready, seeing if you can bring the mountain into your own body, standing here so that your body and the mountain in your mind's eye become one, so that as you stand here, you share in the massiveness and the stillness and majesty of the mountain. You become the mountain. Grounded in a standing posture, your head becomes the lofty peak, supported by the rest of the body and affording a panoramic view. Your shoulders and arms, the sides of the mountain. Your legs, the solid base, rooted to the ground beneath you, experiencing in your body a sense of uplift from deep within your feet and spine. With each breath, as you continue standing, becoming a little more a breathing mountain, alive and vital, yet unwavering in your inner stillness, completely where you are, beyond words and thought, a centered, grounded, unmoving presence. And as you stand here, becoming aware of the fact that as the sun travels across the sky, the light and shadows and colors are changing visually moment by moment in the mountain stillness, and the surface teems with life and activity. Streams, melting snow, waterfalls, birds, fishes, plants, and wildlife. As the mountain stands, seeing and feeling how night follows day and day follows night. The bright warming sun, followed by the cool night sky studded with stars and the gradual dawning of a new day. Through it all, the mountain just stands, experiencing change in each moment, constantly changing, yet always just being itself. It remains still as the seasons flow into one another, and as the weather changes moment by moment and day by day, calmness abiding all change. People might come to see the mountain and comment on how beautiful it is, or how it's not a good day to see the mountain, that is too cloudy or rainy or foggy or dark. None of this matters to the mountain, which remains at all times its essential self. Clouds may come and clouds may go. People might like it or not. The mountain's magnificence and beauty are not changed one bit by whether people see it or not, seen or unseen, in sun or clouds, broiling or frigid, day or night. It just stands being itself. Through it all, the mountain stands. Through it all, the mountain continues to stand, unmoved by the weather, by what happens on its surface, by the world of appearances, remaining its essential self through the seasons, the changing weather, the activity ebbing and flowing on its surface. In the same way, as we stand, we learn to experience the mountain. We embody the same central, unwavering stillness and groundedness in the face of everything that changes in our lives over seconds, over hours, over years. By becoming the mountain, we can link up with its strength and stability and adopt them for our own. We can use its energies to support our energy to encounter each moment with mindfulness and equanimity and clarity. The weather of our own lives is not to be ignored or denied. It is to be encountered, honored, felt, known for what it is, and held in awareness. And in holding it in this way, we come to know a deeper silence and stillness and wisdom. Mountains have this to teach us, reminding us of what it means to stand mindfully with resolve and with wakefulness in true stillness. So, in the time that remains, continue to sustain the mountain on your own, in silence, moment by moment, until you hear the sounds of the bells.
So thank you very much, Teresa, for your nice film. And I see here that Comunidad Rimanaqui has mentioned that they're wondering why it's the NHS in the heart of Jesus. So before Mandip could answer, because that visual is from her, I want to say hello to Aricia Mes, who is in Brazil, and to Agustina Calacho, who is sending her congratulations. So Mandip, before introducing your work, would you like to expand a bit about in your piece of the NHS in the heart of Jesus? Because Comunidad Rimanaqui is wondering, why did you present it in such a Eurocentric way? Why was the selection or the choice? You need to unmute yourself, Mandip.
Okay, can you hear me? It was because suddenly the NHS developed a sacred persona. It became this thing that, everyone was clapping. It was about this institution that suddenly became sacred, almost took on a religious status. Does that answer the question? Why is it a Eurocentric image? Because it wasn't about the image as such, it was more about just a universal cartoonish Jesus. So, in a sense, it's a mockery of religion rather than making any point about whether it's Eurocentric or not. It's a mockery of all religion. Hope that's clear.
Yes, I hope so. Would you like to introduce your work?
Yeah, sure. I'm just going to... Okay, so I've used excerpts, so following on from the earlier point about mocking religion or questioning religion. So this film uses a speech from an American evangelical preacher called John Piper, and I've layered some of his speech over the sample sounds of whales and other found footage. And I'm questioning the orthodoxy of centuries of anthropocentrism and religious doctrine and biological classification, which have positioned the human as superior and separate to nature. And in the speech, he's saying that humans are separate and superior to nature. And my point is that because of that thinking that we've had for, probably since the Enlightenment and before, the consequences of that kind of thinking for nature and the biosphere have been devastating. And so in a way, the film is a sort of a view of nature using the whale song in its death throes. So that's it.
Can everyone see the video? Good. It might have sensitive images, just in case someone is watching this with a child.
You build into your children from the earliest days, as soon as they can begin to comprehend a sentence like this, you build into their lives that they are, not to overstate it, infinitely different from the animals. Each a kid, he's the end product of animality, he'll act like an animal. You are infinitely, qualitatively different from the animals. It's awesome that there are these beings walking around on the planet like God.
Every child is created in the image of God.
So thank you, Mandip, for your video. Comunidad Rimanaqui has responded to your comments. Be honest, it is colonial. I guess, well, you were intending to work with irony, but each person can interpret it in different ways. That's a point of arts. Would you like to expand or say anything else, Mandip, about it?
No, I think it's happy for the next video to be shown.
Okay, thank you. And Denise Kakasu is sending some greetings. And our last video of tonight is from Anya Asadi-Sabet. So are you there, Anya?
Yes, hi. Hi, everyone. My name is Anya Sabet, and I'm an artist based in London. And I'd like to present tonight 3 very short animation that I made during the first round of lockdowns. It was difficult staying at home, and I thought I turned my practice, which was until then more visual and to do with drawings and sculptures, into little animations. And because I'm not very good with technology, I found this amazing phone apps that maybe we can use as well. It's called Pixel Loop and Video Loop. And I found it very easy to work with. So the 3 very short animations are about how the human are destroying the world, the earth, by killing animals and burning jungles and forests. And also the other 2, one with a tear shape is called Apocalypse. I tried to envision what it would be like when everything is finished, when the world is over, when we've burnt everything. So there is this, it's one of my drawings, I turned it into an animation, and the sounds that we would hear. And the one with a fish eye is the one before the earth is finished. So there's a lot of chaos. I hope you enjoy it.
Is everyone being able to see it? Yes. So I will start playing. So thank you very much, Anya, for your wonderful videos. I'm just going to check to see if there's any further comments. So before we close, I just want to say to the audience that if they can add questions, I want to thank everyone for coming in today. I'm happy we were able to see from the films of films with glimpses of our lockdown experiences as a collective, to my animation, then to Madeleine's experiences. And one of the things that called upon my attention in Madeleine's video was the fact that you could see London as a crowded city. And now that with the COVID, it almost seems as it has lasted forever, London, like an empty city. So it's so weird to remember how crowded was London, no? And then we went to see Teresa's meditation and Paula's meditation film. We could also see some of Mandip's work about the Anthropocene, and to finish with Anya's animation, which somehow brings us into the space. I find it's a beautiful way of ending. So Andrea Rocha is sending a nice face. And I don't know if anyone in the group wants to say something else before Ana Luisa closes. So, no? So then if no one wants to say anything else, I invite Ana Luisa to give some words to close the event.
Oh. Well, I'd like to thank you for every artist, for everyone. I really truly believe the compilations, the first for the photos and the Poe, the soundtrack really transform. And all the time I saw the developer and Mandip made the final touch was really, really amazing. And thank you I think the all scenes was fantastic. Thank you so much for Alterers. Thank you for you, Tere and Christopher.
And should I just say about the upcoming events we have? In the future, we'll have a panel discussion, a performance, another exhibition, and other events at Clerkenworks in the new year, as well as an exhibition at St John on Bethnal Green Church. And to hear the specifics of these events as they're announced, please follow us on Instagram at alter.us, alter.us. And if you have any further questions or feedback, please feel free to email us. And the address is alter.us@outlook.com. Thank you very much again. Good night.
Thank you.